2025 is the year for the sensitive girlies. I can feel it in my bones. I feel like this is going to be our year. I don't know what it is. I just feel like it's time for us to shine. I am so fed up of living on the sidelines, seeing other people achieve all of their dreams, and I'm just kind of sat here cheering everyone on and crying at the same time. No, we are achieving everything that we want this year, and I am not letting anything get in the way of that. So in order to do that, we need to first kind of debrief 2024 and talk about the ins and the outs going into 2025. These are all the things that I am either taking into 2025 or I am leaving in 2024. I've got my laptop here and I've got all of my outs and ins for 2025. So we're gonna start. Should we start with the ins or the outs? Okay, let's start with the outs because I feel like we need to clear out the old before we bring in the new. So, number one is settling and playing small. This is something that we are absolutely leaving in 2024, and it cannot come with us if we want to build the lives of our dreams. I spent so much of my life settling for what I don't want because I just wanted an easy life. I didn't want any confrontation. I didn't want any drama. So I would just settle with whatever anyone else wanted for me and whatever made their life easier. And as a result of that, I was so resentful of them and of myself as well for even allowing that. And I don't want to bring that kind of energy into 2025. It just seems very unnecessary. I want to be unapologetically myself. I want to not settle for anything less than what I actually want. And I am so serious about my goals this year. Like anything that falls short of my goals, I don't want it. I want exactly what I want and I am going to get it. And it's the same for you guys. If you don't put those intentions out there, if you don't put your goals out there and manifest it into the universe, you are not going to have that. You are much more likely to settle for something that you don't want, and that is not desirable for 2025. We are not bringing that energy in. I think a byproduct of settling is playing small, and that is something that I have definitely done a lot of my life. I really love to cheer other people on. I love to see other people succeed, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't want the same thing for you. So while you're spending all of your time cheering on other people and hoping that they get what they want and hoping that somehow that energy will come back to you, you are actually neglecting yourself and your goals, and you are allowing your fate in somebody else's hands or in the hands of the universe, which is fine if you're putting in a little bit of work to kind of meet the universe halfway, but the universe isn't going to do all the work for you. You need to put in that work too. And if you're playing small, you're just going to get small results back. You're just going to get mediocre, boring, half-assed results back, and that's not what we want. In 2025, I am being so ruthless, and if it doesn't match what I want, it's not staying in my life. It is going immediately. Number two is embarrassment and social anxiety. We are leaving that in 2024. Embarrassment is something that hinders us so much in getting what we want because let's say for example, you wanted to start a YouTube channel for the longest time, but you've just been really shy and embarrassed that anyone else would see it, and you've not wanted to put yourself out there like that in case anybody else saw it. And that's the embarrassment driving that. Whereas if you'd have actually started your YouTube channel 5 years ago, let's say, when you wanted to first initially start it, if you didn't give a shit what other people thought, then you would be so much better off right now. You would probably be thriving and successful in your YouTube career. And I think having that realization, because this was me, I was so embarrassed. I didn't want anyone to find out about my YouTube channel, or I didn't even want anyone to know that I was thinking about having a YouTube channel, because I heard so many people kind of take the piss out of influencers and YouTubers and things like that. So I just kind of kept small, and I just felt really embarrassed about it to the point that I didn't actually start a channel. But all that did was lead to years of resentment and just regret, basically. And it was only actually 2 years ago that I started my channel, but I have been dreaming about this for years. Like, I want to say since I was a kid. Since YouTube came about, I have been dreaming about this the whole time. So the fact that I allowed embarrassment to get in the way of me fulfilling my dreams and doing what I love to do, it's just sickening. And if you guys are in that situation right now where you're holding yourself back because you're embarrassed to do something that you want to do because of other people's opinions, I just want you to know that the only person that you are going to have to blame is yourself, because at the end of the day, it is your job to get over the embarrassment of it, and no one else is going to do that for you. A lot of the time with embarrassment as well, that is a reflection of how you feel about yourself and your internal state. So we think that if we do something that we probably deem as like shameful or embarrassing, we think that everyone else is going to be thinking that, but really it's just us thinking that other people are thinking that when they're probably not. And even if they are, it doesn't even matter. I am so over giving a shit about what other people think of me because it just holds you back. We have too much to do. We have too many goals, too many dreams and aspirations. We don't have time to give a shit about what other people think. So please stop playing small and stop being scared of embarrassment. And I know that it's easier said than done when it comes to anxiety because it's a genuine feeling that you feel. I'm not saying that you can't feel it, but I think it just matters what you do with that feeling. You can either push through it with the discomfort and keep doing it over and over again until it becomes easy for you, or you can be scared of it and just stop yourself from doing the things that are actually going to move the needle in your life and get you further to your dreams. I used to just stop myself and I used to stay in my comfort zone and not do the thing. I would choose comfort over everything, and it's held me back so many years. I feel like I would have everything that I'm manifesting into my life now if I'd have started much sooner. And obviously there's no point having regrets, but these are the things that obviously if you guys are in a similar situation, this is something that probably could help you if you're wanting to get to similar places, or if you're wanting to manifest your dream life or your life of your desires. My third out is giving up because you're not good. That is so fucking stupid. Like when I say it out loud, that sounds bizarre. Giving up because you're not good. Like we were literally born, we came out of the womb knowing how to do all of these things. We didn't. My earring just popped out. That's how like passionate I am about this subject. You need to understand that nobody is born knowing how to do the shit that we learn how to do in life. We wasn't born knowing how to walk, we wasn't born knowing how to talk or think or feel. Like we literally wasn't born knowing these things. So why are you expecting yourself to be good at the things that you pick up now in adult life? Like when you was a kid, you didn't think about walking, you didn't think, oh fucking hell, like why can't I walk? Like that kid over there's walking, oh my god. You just got up, you tried, you failed, you tried, you failed, you just kept doing it until you actually could walk. And that's the energy and the attitude that we need to go forward with going into 2025 if we want to get anything done. I know that my ego has definitely kept me in a place where I don't want to be. Like I have not tried or applied myself as much as I can, or I know that I can, to things that I want to do. And it's simply because I'm just afraid of being bad at something, and I don't really want to confront my ego and do something or try something new, see that I'm bad at it and then feel really bad within myself. When really that is just a part of the process. That's what everybody goes through. I think we all want to get to that point where we're really good at something and we don't have to like ask for help on it and we can just do it ourselves. And I know that that's definitely me. But I have definitely shown myself in the past few years by putting myself out of my comfort zone and trying really different and new things that I can overcome that 100%. And I know that I can get through that discomfort of being bad at something, because when you think of it like, well, of course I'm not good at this, this is the first time I've ever done it, it makes so much sense why you're not good at it. But it doesn't mean that you're always going to stay bad at it. Like that is the point of learning how to do something. It took me so many years to pass my driving test. I think I started my driving tests or driving lessons when I was 17. I passed my test when I was 21. And it took me 4 attempts to pass my driving test and 2 attempts to pass my provisional, because it just really didn't come naturally to me. It was something very outside of my comfort zone. I wasn't very good at it. But now, if you see me driving now, like I am a good driver. I'm very confident driving. I am very good at parking, all of these different kind of things, but I never thought that I would be in that situation. And I literally remember being in the car, going to my driving lessons with so much anxiety, feeling sick to my stomach, thinking, I'm so bad at this, I don't see a world where I'd ever be good at this, but here I am now. And that's just how it happens. But you have to first embrace that you are going to be bad at something, or you're going to be bad at a lot of things until you've actually tried them and practiced them, no matter how long that takes, which in my case, it took me 4 years. But you'll get there, you've just got to try first. My fourth out is self-rejection and shame. Why are we self-rejecting and why are we shaming ourselves in this day and age? Do we not realise that this is actually holding us back so much? When you are rejecting yourself and you are just berating yourself constantly and telling yourself that you're really bad at something and just talking shit to yourself basically, you are actually keeping yourself so stuck in your current situation, and you're making it so much harder for you to actually progress when you are doing this. When you are surrounded by people who just have a lot of self-hatred and shame towards themselves, that can definitely imprint upon you, especially if it's your like parents and caregivers who are like that, and it makes it very difficult to rewire your brain as an adult. But it's not impossible, because that was my circumstance, that was my childhood, my upbringing, and I feel like I have gotten to a point now where I'm very self-accepting. I'm not going to say 100% perfect, because nobody's perfect and it's a journey, but I have definitely gotten to a much better place in my life when it comes to accepting myself and not shaming myself so much and making myself feel so bad. I don't think people realize how damaging it is to actually speak into existence that you are really bad at something, or oh, for God's sake, I look so awful today, or oh my God, my hair looks so disgusting, or you're so bad at that, like you'll never be good at that, you'll never pass your driving test, whatever it is. We don't realize how damaging it is to do that. And I think probably the reason why it's taken me a long time to do a lot of things in my life is because I have just been caught in this cycle of self-rejection and shame, and I'm over that now. Like, I don't want to have that energy in any endeavor that I have in 2025 and onwards. Like, it just makes the process so much slower when you could literally be pouring all of your energy into saying positive things about yourself and encouraging yourself, even if you don't believe it. If you are saying these things, if you're saying positive things and listening to positive affirmations and surrounding yourself with positive people, that is going to have a much better impact on your experience and on your life and on your journey than if you're constantly putting yourself down and constantly surrounding yourself with people who are putting you down and making you feel ashamed, making you feel guilty, making you feel bad and gaslighting you. Like, no, those people do not have a place in our life in 2025 and onwards. My fifth out is thinking it's too late and rushing. I am so guilty of this. I feel like I spend a lot of my life feeling like I'm running out of time and feeling like I need to do everything yesterday in order to feel like I'm ahead in life. I think this is why I like to wake up early in the morning, you know, because when I wake up early in the morning, it gives me this sense of control, like I am getting ahead of the day and I'm getting ahead of other people, and it kind of puts my anxiety at ease, when really, like, there's no point, there's no reason for me to be rushing anyway or feeling like I'm behind. In the age of social media, everyone is doing amazing at the ages of like 16, 17, 18. Like, people are doing so well at such younger ages these days, and it can make you feel so inferior if you are on the same journey as them. Let's say you want to be a YouTuber, but then you see someone who's like 19 years old and they've got a really amazing popping YouTube channel, and you're thinking, oh my God, like, why is that not me? I feel so behind in life. Like, they're progressing and they're doing all of these things. I've not even got started on my YouTube channel, really. It's really deflating, and it can make you just feel like you're so behind, but it's all an illusion. It all is just so unnecessary to think like that. And I think a lot of it is obviously rooted in anxiety, like this feeling of feeling like you're running out of time. So for me, I just like to ease my mind and think like, well, no, I am on my own journey, I'm on my own timeline. I've needed things to take as long as they've taken for me to learn the lessons that I needed to learn. And I know that the reason why certain things in my life are taking a while to come into fruition is because there's so many lessons for me to learn, and that is just completely necessary for my journey. And my journey is going to look so completely different to that YouTuber's or that person's. Like, it's never going to be the same. And to be honest, I would not have it any other way. I don't want anybody else's life. I don't want anybody else's timeline, because how exciting is it that there is so much awaiting you? There is so much on your journey that is so exciting, it's about to happen. How exciting is that? And you don't even know how it's going to unfold. Like, that is so amazing. Rather than comparing your life to other people and how far they've come, like, just relax. Like, it'll come in time. Everything that you want, everything that is meant for you will come when it needs to come. We don't need to rush. We don't need to have anxiety feeling like we're feeling left behind, because to be honest, a lot of us are young still. Like, a lot of my viewers, I feel like no one is really older than like 40 out of my viewers or the people who've commented on my videos, and even that's young in my opinion. Like, I think that's so young. So your whole life could change around overnight. It could change completely in the space of a year. You could have so many things happen in the space of a year while someone else's life is slowing down and they're in a slow season of their life where not a lot of things are happening. So there's really no need for us to rush and for us to be anxious about where we're heading in life. And also it's not good for our nervous system to be constantly rushing and stressing out. But as I say, this is something that I definitely need to work on because I just feel like it's subconsciously printed throughout my day, like this energy of anxiety and rushing. Like even with my boyfriend, like in day-to-day life, like he is so chill and so relaxed, and I feel like I am crazy. Like I'm just constantly like, no, we need to be here, like we need to be at the location 20 minutes early, or I don't know, I just always feel like I'm rushing, and it's definitely something I need to work on, but you know. Okay, let's talk about what is in for 2025. Now, this is the more positive side of it. Number one, I have put routines, AM and PM. Routines are going to be so in for 2025. Obviously, they've been in for so long now, but I just feel like in 2025, we need a real emphasis on routines and grounding ourselves. Whether you are a morning or a night person, you might want to have a morning and a night routine. I think for me, in the life that I'm living at the moment, where I am working in a 9-to-5 job that I don't particularly want to be working in, it's a lot better than the job that I was in this time last year, but it's still not where I really want to be. So for me, the way that I get through the weeks and deal with having a job that I find quite boring is to actually have just grounding routines, things that keep me grounded and keep me having something to look forward to, really. So my morning routines are not extensive, they're not a checklist or anything like that. I literally just wake up at 5 a.m. so that I have that extra time in the morning to do whatever the fuck I want, whether that be just laying in bed going on my phone, or reading a book, or going for a little walk, or going to the gym. Whatever it is, that's my time to ground myself and be with myself, and I think that is so beautiful, and it makes your day-to-day life so much nicer, and it gives you kind of a purpose to be alive if you feel like your job is not fulfilling you. So routines are going to be so in for 2025. Second in is organization. Organization is so important, and I feel like I've slept on organization a little bit. It's definitely not my strong point because I feel like I have got ADHD and my brain just doesn't understand organization very well. Like sometimes I really can't fathom it. Like I'm kind of in that mood at the minute. I'm a little bit better, but I don't know, something about organization just really fucks with my head. But I know that I need to be organized in order for me to get anything done. There are so many thoughts going on in this mind 24/7, and if I don't have some form of organization, if I don't write things down in notes or brain dump or plan out my week, my life feels so chaotic and overwhelming, and I feel like I can't get anything done. So organization is what is going to be grounding me in 2025, and I really want to get so good at learning to be more organized. I'm not sure if any of you guys are into astrology, but my north node, if this means anything to you, is in Virgo, and my south node is Pisces. And basically your north node is like your life's calling. It's what you really need to like strengthen in this life and get good at in order for you to be in alignment with your dream life and for you to succeed and flourish and thrive. So for me, it's in Virgo, and Virgo is a very organized, structured sign, and I feel like that's definitely my weak point, so it's something that I need to work on. To be honest, whenever I'm organized and in that Virgo energy, I do feel that my life just propels and it feels so much better, and I feel so much more in alignment when I am in that Virgo vibe. I don't know if any of you guys are a Virgo North Node, but let me know. If you are, that's so interesting. Like, hey, how do we find each other? That is so cool. But yeah, I just think organization is a must for anyone, to be honest. I also think when you are regularly organized and you are making sure that you have like little routines every single day that keep you accountable for being organized, it just makes your life so much easier, because when you're feeling like shit, if you know you can fall back on an organized space and you know where things are, you're so much less likely to be triggered and to spiral into like a downward spiral of feeling really shit. My third in is regular self-check-ins and alone time. I feel like I maybe neglected this a little bit in 2024. I'm kind of periodically good at this at certain points in my life, but last year was more of a year of kind of a little bit of chaos, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of things happened this year. Amazing and beautiful things have happened. Like, we moved into this house and I got a new job. All of these amazing things have happened, but it's just been a little bit chaotic, and I've not had as much time with myself and checking in with myself and seeing if I'm okay. I really want to knuckle down on this in 2025 because I just want to feel like I have a relationship with myself again. I want to see and check in on how I am, how I'm doing, how I can do better. Just little things like that. I feel like it's so important for you to have solo self check-ins where you're just spending time with yourself and just scrolling Pinterest, writing down your goals, your aspirations and dreams, and just checking in on that and making sure that you're on the right track. Fourth on the list is frequency music. Frequency music is so in for 2025, and if you've not heard of frequency music, I'm going to tell you what it is. So it's basically like sound therapy. I think I'm really bad at explaining what this is. I don't really fucking know, but I know that it's like sound therapy. It's like certain like sound waves that make you feel a certain kind of way. And I'm gonna try and find like a quote or something what I found this from, like explaining about frequency music, but it's just so good at getting me focused and in the zone. And I do really feel like, say if I'm feeling nauseous or sick or something like that, I always go on YouTube and I'll type in like nausea frequency and it always helps me. Or if I've got like a headache and I type in headache frequency, type that in, it really just, it helps me. I don't know what happens, it's some kind of crazy sorcery, and I really want to tap more into that in 2025 because like it can work miracles, especially 528 hertz frequency music. If you don't know, get to know. But yeah, I'll have to find some like screenshots or quotes or whatever showing you what they actually mean, because each different number hertz actually means a different thing and it can make you feel a different kind of way. The next in is to fill up your time and not allow too much time to bed rot and just do nothing, essentially. I feel like if you're gonna do nothing, you need to be intentional about it. You need to be like, right, I am having a resting season, I am gonna have a big break or something like that, so you know what it is that you're doing and you know why you're doing it. But if you're just allowing your evenings to slip away from you because you're not filling up your time, you're just gonna spend your evenings scrolling and doing things that are just essentially rotting your brain, and you're not actually doing anything productive or getting anywhere that you need to be. Not that you need to be productive all the time, but I feel like it is actually really important, if you do have goals and aspirations, that you make yourself a little bit accountable and keep yourself on track and give yourself things to do on the evenings. I also think the more that you do, the more time that you spend doing things, you actually create more energy for yourself. Before I met my boyfriend, like I used to spend a lot of my time just chilling, like doing absolutely nothing, and I loved doing that. It was great. I loved just rotting and chilling in my bedroom and eating food. But since I've met him, he has a completely different perspective on life, and he does like to keep busy all the time and he's always doing something, which to be fair, I'm not quite there yet and I don't know if I ever will be, but it's really made me learn to fill my time a little bit more. If you want something to show for your life, or show for your evenings at least, it is so easy for your life to just blur into one big thing because you're doing the same thing all the time. Like if you're doing the same thing every single day, if you're just allowing yourself to rot and just be on your phone every single night, your years are going to feel so quick because essentially it's all being condensed down into one memory, because your brain kind of wants to save space and it doesn't necessarily have to remember each individual thing because it's not very significant. But if you're doing things to fill your time and you're spending your evenings in a productive kind of way and doing different things all the time, it's making your brain remember more things, and it's going to make you feel like you've got so much more time and that you've made so many more memories, and your years and days probably won't go as quick and feel like they're kind of slipping from beneath you when you're doing this. So filling your time is so good, and the more you fill your time, the more time you will find that you have. I think a lot of us who feel like we've got no time to do anything in the evenings, it's because we're spending our evenings just doing fuck all, and we're just scrolling on TikTok and Instagram, and we're just allowing the time to slip away from us. And that's why we feel like we've got no time, but we do have time. You've just got to fill it. It's like an empty house. Like when you see an empty house, it looks really, really tiny, but it's only when you actually put furniture in that house that you start to see how big the house is and how much you can fit in that house. Okay, and finally, on a more light-hearted note, something that is in 2025 in order to keep our mindsets in check and let us have the most abundant, prosperous new year possible, is to just dance in your room. Allocate time to dance in your room. Just dance like nobody is watching. Oh my god, it's like free therapy just to dance around your room. Oh. And listen, I'm saying this because I used to do this all of the time. Like my old bedroom, she was a vibe. Like, I had a really big full length mirror, I had another mirror there, so it was like a dance studio essentially, and I used to just always dance around my bedroom constantly, and I feel like that keeps you in your feminine energy so much. It keeps you on such a high vibration, and it makes you feel so feminine and sexy when you're just moving your body and dancing. And that's something that I've not been able to do since I've moved into this house, because we don't really have any mirrors anywhere. And I know you don't need mirrors to dance around your room, but I like to look at myself in the mirror when I'm dancing because it just feels good. It feels good to watch yourself dance, and it makes you feel just embodied in your feminine energy. One of those things that you actually do need to be alone to fully like deeply get into. But I am going to make a point of prioritizing dancing in my room like no one's watching, and just getting into my feminine energy and just moving my body, moving my hips. It's just an amazing feeling, and it's something that is completely free. Anybody can do it. Like, everyone's got YouTube. YouTube is free. And yeah, just dance to your heart's content, and honestly, you will feel so good. You probably do this anyway, but I completely forgot about it, and I did it the other day when we came back from Thailand, and I was like, oh my god, this is the best feeling ever. Let me know what your ins and outs are. Let me know if you've got any similar, or like share any of the ins and outs that I have shared today, or if I've given you any kind of inspiration. I just feel like this is a really fun thing to do at the end of a year in preparation for the new year, because it just gets your mindset right. It gets you thinking about what you want your year to look like and the things that you want to leave behind in the previous year, because 2024 was good. It was eventful, it was emotional, it was so many things, but I'm ready to leave it now, and I'm ready to go on to pastures new and make new memories and become the best version of myself. I love you guys so much. I hope you're all doing amazing, and if I don't see you in another video before the new year, I hope you have the most amazing New Year's Eve. If you're just chilling right now, pampering, maybe you're getting ready to go out for New Year's Eve, that's equally as exciting. I'm obsessed. Let me know in the comments what you're doing. But yeah, I hope you have an amazing New Year's Eve. Cheers to a new year of abundance and prosperity and health and happiness and glowing up into the best versions of ourselves. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in 2025. Bye.